All right, guys, so we had a major trauma situation a couple days ago. Basically, I was sitting in the carport around front. The goats were out grazing, and all of a sudden I heard one screaming. And so I ran over here through the backyard, and I saw that Hank, our buck, had himself tangled in this electric fence. I obviously know you don't want to put a goat with horns in a fence like this, especially when it's not turned on. I didn't have him in the fence. He was just ranging all over the yard, and he got in to the fence in the yard. So what happened is he got his horns caught in the fence, and then he twisted and pulled and yanked, and by the time I got to him, his head was on the ground. His head was wrapped 4 or 5 times in the fencing. He had it in his horns and in his hooves. He couldn't stand up. It's the buck right there. And I instantly knew this was bad, because when I was a kid, we had a pygmy goat, and we made the mistake of tying it up too close to some grapevines, and we were just unaware, and it ended up getting itself caught in the grapevines and would not stop pulling. We weren't home, and it strangled itself. So I was freaking out. I was trying to hold the buck down. He was not having it. Luckily, I had a friend here with me. I told him, I said, just run and get some cutters. So he ran, got cutters, held the goat down, and, you know, carefully clipped the fence from around his neck and around his horns. And it was painful to me, because I had, you know, dropped $150 on this electric fence, and it's probably ruined. I'm sure it's ruined now. And yes, the electric fence is kind of a pain in the brush, but if you do have a nice grassy area to use, then the electric fence is nice. If you have grass and you want them to graze on the grass and you don't have brush to worry about, it's really nice. But I still have the solar charger, so if I want to use it again, I can grab another couple sets. But I really think I'm going to switch from the electric fence to just the cattle panels. They're really hard to find right now because of COVID-19, but I think they'll be way easier. You can get an 8-foot section, which is manageable for one person to move, for 15 bucks. So if I just had a nice stack of those, I could build my own enclosure, move it easily. Don't have to worry about keeping a battery charged or anything grounding out the net or anything like that. So I think that's my plan for next summer. For this winter, since we're breeding them, we'll probably just keep them all 3 in this enclosure. And although it's not very big, they can go around the back and get in the barn back there, and they have a nice big area in the barn. But when I do find some cattle panels, I'm going to take down this section, run some cattle panels across the front, and they also have a barn they can get in over here, so they'll have plenty of area. My goal originally with these goats was to let them kind of live on these hillsides and not only eat everything down and stomp everything down, but also kind of carve me out some trails on the hillsides to run my RC cars, and to be able to hop down through here and access this field when I need to, which I've never really been able to do before. So that's the plan. We have the goats and they're doing good, so we'll get more into that when it warms up again in the spring. But yeah, I'm just glad that I was outside paying attention, or we might have lost our buck. So learn from my mistakes, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.